doing it live.
Welcome to the Ramblecast After Dark. We have no Nick, so we don't know how to start this show without a song.
Yeah.
But here we are.
I'm not very musical, but I could probably
toot
play
one
the
out.
old butt trumpet.
I guessed it. Somebody wants to toot his own horn, or apparently the Padres. Jack. Jim Watari was here probably 10 minutes before we were, already in the chat.
That's dedicated.
Jack is happy. Padre triple play
Good
to end the game. No, seriously, 10 minutes before, because I was like setting up the show and already the comment was there. So tell us all about it, Jack.
The Padres are playing the Dodgers, and we all hate the Dodgers except Jim. And they need the win to clinch a playoff spot. It's 4-1. Is it 4-1? 4-1. Their closer comes in. He's been struggling. And he comes in, gives up 3 hits in a row. And we're like, oh, Jesus Christ. You got the number 9 hitter coming up. There's still no outs. And you got Ohtani on deck with bets. So I'm thinking, oh, great. He's going to come up. And this is the bottom of the 9th. And they hit into a triple play, the Dodgers. I mean,
wow.
Not any crazy running. You know
Brutal.
how sometimes, Chris, sometimes a runner will do something stupid. No, it was the Manny
Bang.
second to first. It's like, oh my God, did that just happen?
Yeah.
And so the Padres clinched the playoff spot. It just
That's
They're going to win the whole fucking
That's
thing.
awesome. And to do it against the Dodgers, that's got to make you just so happy, right?
Yeah, because it's the Dodgers and their fans, except for Jim,
Fuck the Dodgers.
are obnoxious.
Jim's a good guy, but fuck the Dodgers.
I mean, that's like the Sox, knocking off the Yankees.
Yeah.
So,
But it was fun. It was fun to see. So
kudos.
Yeah.
And
Wasn't Machado a Dodger?
he was a Dodger, yeah, and the fans hate him.
Yeah.
They boo him, and they hate Tatis too, because Tatis, for whatever reason,
Steroids.
well, it's not only that, but he never did it while he was playing. But
Chris muted himself. He's like, "Whoops."
he hits like crazy numbers in Dodger Stadium for whatever reason. And his dad is the one who hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning. So there's a lot of history there between the Dodgers and Tatis.
Well, congratulations on your post-season preparations.
Yes, I'm very happy.
It was great to hear Don Orsillo's call on that play too. He was. If there's anybody more excited than Don Orsillo, you gotta point them out. I miss Don so much. A buddy of mine sent us a clip the other day of Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy, undeniably, the best duo on air broadcast was Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy together.
I'd go Don Orsillo and Mark Grant.
Of course you will. But the reality of the whole situation is that you're fucking wrong. It's Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy.
They work. I'm not gonna lie. They were great together. And in fact, I think it was you that sent when we talked about it before. No, when he when he left Boston, came to San Diego, you guys just got the best announcer in the world.
In the world. Yeah. I texted you immediately. I said, congratulations. You're going to fucking love him.
I said, and I go, okay. And then, like I said, with Don and Mark Grant, if the Padres are getting blown out, I still watch the game because they're entertaining.
Yeah.
They're just extremely entertaining, and how they just bang on, knock, crap. It just, Orsillo is the best. I mean, he is the best. I mean, his calls are just amazing. They're
so good. And when he loses his shit, which happens a lot, like he can't stop laughing, and that's the best. When he can't breathe, because he's laughing so hard. Like the clip that my buddy sent me was it was Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy, rest in peace, Jerry. Where he's like, "Oh, look at these 2 lovely couples here in the grandstands," and all of a sudden the guy reaches over and just his girlfriend.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and dude, Don was done for 2 innings. Like he couldn't talk, for 2 solid innings. That one, and of course the infamous pizza throwing incident.
Oh, where the guy throws the pizza at the guy, right?
God. Like those two together were so entertaining to watch. And to your point, Jack, it's absolutely right. Like even if the game was shitty, it was great to tune in and watch those two go
because
back.
I've listened to the Mets, and they have, as far as Keith Hernandez and the other business-like, but they're not. If the game is a crappy game, they're not entertaining. And I guess I need that. It's if I'm going to watch a game that's 9-1 and I'm losing, what do I care? Right. But the thing I like, I lost my train of thought. Oh, you're talking about Jerry Remy. They not only did they let Don Orsillo go, they didn't let him come and honor Remy. I mean,
so stupid.
Because I see Boston fans all the time going, "Oh, we're going to get him back." I go, "I don't think so."
No, he's done. He's cut ties.
He will not. He will not come back because you don't do anybody like that.
Easy, Matt. Easy. We're talking about Boston royalty here.
I'm just over here like you guys talk, like when we talk Legos, Jack's just like,
sure.
Actually, I don't even do anymore.
He just mutes us.
No, but Jerry Remy, second baseman, right? For the Boston, yeah.
No. Remy was the outfielder. He played the outfield.
Sure?
Yeah.
Jerry Remy.
You're thinking of Jody Reed.
Jody Reed.
Jody Reed was. Hang on.
No, it wasn't Jody Reed. I was thinking
Jody Reed, where are you now? What are you doing?
Jerry Remy.
There's your song.
Or a shortstop. No?
I know what I got a shortstop on.
No, you're absolutely 100% right. He was the second baseman.
That's what I thought.
Yep, sorry.
That's okay.
We all make boneheaded mistakes.
Well, Boston's one of those teams that even though I was on the West Coast, you paid attention to, because they had great players,
right?
Skrimsky, outfield of Rice, Lynn, and Dwight Evans, and
Dewey, Greenwell.
Yeah,
my God,
I forgot about Greenwell.
The Gooch,
Carlos Quintana,
the
Q.
I forgot about Greenwell.
Greenwell, the Gator, was amazing. Wade Boggs.
Well, Wade Boggs,
outstanding.
Chicken eater.
Yep.
24 beers a day and chicken.
Yep.
24
Roger Clemens, Bruce Hurst.
Bruce Hurst, who became
Jeff Reardon.
Bruce Hornsby.
Yep.
Of the.
My goodness, those teams are so good. So fucking good.
And never won a World Series.
No, not until 2004.
Yeah. Amazing. And what show can use that? It's just like this huge momentous thing.
Ramblecast.
I was gonna say Lost. You Jack, you were out.
Oh, Lost.
And you're like, whoa, Lost.
I was at a Lost event.
Yeah, how was that? Tell us all about it.
It was actually pretty cool. I mean, I went to originally Cindy and I were going to go to Los Angeles for 4 days, but then there's some issues happen, and someone was having surgery, and so I said, "All right, let's change." So we kept changing things around, and we went to the Padres game on Saturday night, and then the next day we drove up to Jay drove us up to LA with all the kids and stuff, and stayed at this hotel that was $500 a night, because we only stayed one night. It was cheaper if we stayed the 3 nights, but then
sure.
So basically,
you'd save money if you stayed there 3 nights.
Yeah, it was in Beverly Hills.
Well, sure, no, living it up, man.
Living it up in Beverly Hills.
That's how we did it. That's how we did it in Paris. I mean,
so Sydney's telling me we can't check until 4:00. I go, this is bullshit. When did hotels start doing this? I go, we're leaving at 4 a.m. to go to LAX.
Some places, if they're, and maybe they're Beverly Hills, so they just kind of shit on this idea. But some places you're like, hey, can we leave our luggage for our room here? And they keep it, like the place we did.
Most hotels will do that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So,
but I'm like going, So we're spending $500. We can't check in till 4. But anyway, we got up there and we were able to check in when we got up there.
Okay.
So yeah,
did they fall for the old banana in the tailpipe?
They did not fall for the banana in the tailpipe
because you were in Beverly Hills.
We were in Beverly Hills, and there was cops.
Yeah.
So, but no, it was just like, this is bullshit. Anyway. So but it was a nice room. Cindy wanted to steal the glasses. I go, they already held $500 of our money on top of what the thing. I said, they probably will charge $100 per glass. Do not steal the glasses. Put the glasses back. And they had robes and stuff. Anyway,
they had bathrobes. Yeah, bathrobes.
Yeah, Cindy stole one, and we went to Sunset on the Beach in Hawaii. But Global Cash Card was paying for that, so she stole the robe. Anyway, we did offer to pay for it. But but as far as that, we go to the premiere, and I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're a Lost fan, you're going to want to see it. It was really, really well done.
Did I make the cut?
I didn't see you. Now, with me, you see a lot of Colleen. Colleen speaks a lot. And Natasha speaks a lot.
Oh, nice.
I don't think I said anything. I don't think I made the cut on that. You see a lot of me.
Yeah, Ralph was mentioning that there is a lot of footage from Raleigh. The ice.
Oh, you know what? You probably did, and I just didn't see you.
Yeah,
because it was from that. It was from that year.
Yeah.
But I did. You see a lot of me, and you may not want to see as much as you see of me. That's all I'm gonna say. Jay had a line in there, but it was really cool to see. We got to see Bobby Monahan.
Right.
Oh, nice.
And he is a lost geek. He's a huge lost geek, and so I kept saying, all I want to do is, because we went to there's a meet and greet, and we were allowed to go to the meet and greet. And Jay and I walk up to Jorge, and he goes, "Is your family coming and Jack coming and everything like that?" And I'm standing right next to Jay, and he looks at me, goes, "Oh my God, I didn't recognize you without your hat and a t-shirt." So he starts laughing and stuff like that, and I go, he looked at me, I go, Jorge, my eyes are down here, not up here. Stop looking at my bald head. So that was fun. He's a great guy. And then so we go. I want to. Bobby Monahan's sitting over there. I want to go meet him. Mm-hmm. We did do a podcast once with him.
Yeah.
But we get over there, and he's talking to this guy. And I have Arts behind me. The guy that played Doc Art stand behind me. And I almost wanted to lean up to him. Hey, I got some Arts on me, but I'm sure he's heard that 1,000 times. So I didn't do it. And so I go to. So finally, he sits back down. Like finally, I get to sit back down. I go. And Jay and I both looked at each other. All right, should we bug him? I go. Yeah. Fuck it, I'm here. So I go, Bobby. He goes. I go, hey, it's Jay and Jack. He goes, oh my God. He's like, I'm your biggest fan. He's like going on and on and on. I'm like going, okay, you should be. We're more impressed to be with you. Anyway, we're going back and forth. So he goes, can I get a picture with you? I go, sure, we'll let you take a picture.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm gonna talk to my agent real quick.
Yeah, but he's such a loss. You'll love him in the thing because he's number one, obviously funny, but the way he talks about how he bought the biscuit, the polar bear biscuit machine.
Yeah,
he owns it. He owns all this lost merchandise.
And I learned all of that from your interview with him too. So,
yeah, he's a lost geek. I mean, just a lot.
Awesome.
It was really well done.
My kids, by the way, love his voice because he's Hal from Nature Cat, PBS Kids.
Oh, okay.
But he also is a lot of different. You'll hear him in a lot of different TV shows, and more recently, Chris, he is the voice of Jedi Bob in the Galaxy, Rebuild the Galaxy. It's a Lego
Jedi
Star Wars.
Bob?
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. So,
okay, but yeah, he's just amazing. And then,
but it's funny. It's a 4-part thing. It's worth your watch with you, any of your kids that are interested in Star Wars Legos. So,
all right,
yeah.
Anyway, I'll check it out.
Jedi Bob.
But they do a great job with the whole controversy of
who shot first,
the toxic environment. The toxic environment thing. They really handled that really well. The Ryan and Jen they talked about, and then they talked about Jen and there probably wasn't a dry eye in the house. I mean, just yeah. I can't say how, because before before we saw it, I was telling Ralph, I go, well, you relax. It's going to be fine. You did a good job. He goes, you haven't seen it yet. I go, I trust you. I have faith in you. I told Taylor the same thing, the guy that was the director and editing it.
Yeah, he was on our show, right? They both came.
That's
on
right.
Our
yes.
show.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I was just, and even Cindy said, he goes, I'm not a big Lost fan. She goes, it was just really well. It was like real, and it's just, you're thinking, okay, but it's like a professional, and the actors they had there, just, I mean, on the who they got to interview was just fantastic. So
I mean, so I've seen one of his older works, the Last Blockbuster, which was a documentary about the last blockbuster in Bend, Oregon, and that was really well done. So like I don't think I know him from anything else other than these two documentaries. But when Ralph had mentioned who he was working with, I was like, that's pretty fucking cool. Like, good for you, man. And you can tell, like, I love Ralph, like I love Ralph, and Ralph has always been very reserved, when it comes to like his presence in the whole Lost verse. Like, even like when it came down to his like relationship that he built with Jorge, like he was very, very quiet and reserved about it.
And Michael Giacchino.
He plays fucking Crossfire with Michael Giacchino, right? Or something crazy.
And Jorge, Michael Giacchino, Jorge,
Fireball.
Fireball
Island. My fault. Fireball Island.
Yeah, I don't know it either.
But he's always been so very quiet and like.
Right.
He doesn't
key about it.
He's very low key. He's very passionate about what he does and everything that he does. Yeah. But he doesn't do it in a really like obnoxious, flamboyant way. Kind of like Jay and Jack used to do. It's like really annoying. But like, I'm kidding, Jack. No, but he's
and you know what I mean? Like he's always gracious with his time too.
Very gracious with his time. And just kind of like seeing him, and like I haven't really talked to him a whole lot. I mean, a couple text messages here and there, just kind of staying in touch and whatever. But I mean, I've known Ralph, and we've all known Ralph for ages, and it's really cool to see him. Like I feel like this for me. I haven't even seen the damn thing yet, but just kind of like watching his progress through this all. It's like he's opening up a whole new side of himself that he's probably finding that he has.
He really thought he was going to screw it up.
I know.
I go, Ralph. I go, you're not going to screw. I go, Lost. You know what you're talking about. You know what you're doing. I go, relax. Yeah. And so after it was all done, I finally found him in the it was an after party at this bar, and I go, see, you didn't fuck it up. I go, it was outstanding. I go, it was really, really, really good. I mean, I really enjoyed it. And I was talking to Taylor. He was going afterwards. He goes, I used to listen to you guys because he had 2 drinks in his hands because the lines took so long. And he goes, yeah, I listen to the guys every day. And I wanted to say, yeah, but you didn't give me any speaking parts. But I didn't say that. I was joking. You had to show me naked on a Zamboni, but you didn't. You didn't.
Oh, give me that made the cut, huh?
That made the cut. But me saying, didn't I say anything?
Well, it didn't get you on the show
Survivor. No.
But it got you the Lost documentary.
Well, that's what. Here's a spoiler. That's what got them to do it, because Bobby Monahan said, "Yeah, the older guy, because Bobby Monahan's a Survivor fan. He tried to get on Survivor, so I guess Ralph asked for the tape, and that's how."
Gotcha! Wow.
That's awesome.
So your 2 bits were, you could say, an impetus.
I changed it from PG to PG-13. I'm naked. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I mean, I guess they're still trying to find someone to stream it. Because originally it was 4 hours.
Right.
And they kept trying to break it down. I guess he said he didn't finish it until the night before.
Wow.
Crazy.
Because they added J.J. Abrams at the end. They kept adding all these different people. I'm not going, and because I saw that, I go, how are they going to get this thing done by the 22nd? But it was a nice theater. Everything was done really well. Again,
it looked awesome.
Out, when you're any Lost fan is going to love it.
I have producer credits on this film, so I'm looking forward to seeing it.
You have producer credits?
As a contributor to this. I mean, we get the emails. I get the emails. So I was just reading one the other day. So I was like, okay, sounds like sometime in December.
Indiegogo.
Yeah. So sometime I think in December, we'll be able to have our digital copy. So
one of my employees somehow found it, and it was really weird. Kind of like one of those moments of like
found what?
Found the documentary and like
found the documentary
on Indiegogo. I'm like, it's just so weird. Like real life meeting.
You're probably in it with that Lost Finale. I mean, not Lost Finale party. The meetup.
Yeah.
I was like,
Sherry. By the way, Sherry wants to know, Jack, how much did they pay you to promote their show by letting people know you're naked on the Zamboni? How much of a kickback?
Well, once people find out I was naked on a Zamboni, they're probably gonna. It's probably going to be on HBO. Netflix will probably be. Right. There's going to be a high demand for it once that gets out.
Yeah.
Well, the good news is it looks like it got picked up in some Canadian movie theater.
Yeah, theaters are showing it. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So if you're in Canada, you can get tickets now.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh.
So I would imagine, provided that has success in Canada or maybe
you'd think that like either Hulu or Netflix would want to pick this up
or Disney,
because or Disney,
Disney.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
ABC,
Hulu, ABC stuff. So
again, I hope everyone gets a chance to see it because I thought it was. There's some parts. Caleb, who used to podcast with me on the rewatch, he's said something really good about the toxic thing, and he's also said some other things about what Lost.
Oh yeah, I remember
you've met Caleb.
I joined you guys a couple times on
that. It's just again, you're just like going, okay, I'm cool not making it. I'm sure I said something that was interesting. I mean, I did. We were interviewed for 2.5 hours. But I'm just
okay. I realize this is made. If there could just be a snippet of Jack, at the very end.
Well, there is a snippet of me.
Oh, but no, a snippet of you saying like that Rose and Bernard worked for Dharma Lars. You were like, I was right. Like,
so. Not Dharma Lars.
Not the Dharma Initiative. Sorry.
Yeah. I did ask a question at the Q&A. I said, what? I go,
what gives you the right?
They had
use my
Jorge, Ralph, Joe Opinionated, Bob Monahan, and Taylor up there for the question after the thing. I said, what theory by a fan that actually came true did you like the most?
Did anybody bite?
Ralph goes, are you baiting us? I go, no. I just want to know. And it turned out to be pretty. And I didn't know that Maggie Grace was there. I didn't know she was there. And I would have said, if I would have known she was there, I would have changed it. I go, what do you guys think about, going to theories? What do you think about that Shannon was pregnant with Boone's child? But I didn't know she was there. So I would have asked it. She was sitting in the front. I didn't know she walked in.
That would have been a good
either after or before, but I didn't know she was there. So anyway, but yeah, Will Fry says he has a Blu-ray on the way. Yeah, order the Blu-ray. Again, I make nothing off this, so I'm doing this. I wouldn't say it was great if it wasn't great. It's great.
I've seen the poster for it too. It looks fucking awesome.
Yeah, I didn't grab the poster. I didn't see that.
I didn't grab one.
You didn't grab one?
I was trying to get in there and get
I was just saying it was too much stuff. I can't.
I just said I didn't want to.
I get it. I get it. That's cool. Well, I appreciate you kind of letting us know, because I think I'd seen some photos of you, and I was like, holy shit, he's in LA. Like, is he gonna make it in time for this show?
Well, we left it. Cindy watched The Boys. Zach and Alex were there.
The Boys? Cindy watched The Boys.
She got into that kind of show. No, she watched the grandkids, and we went to the party. it was crowded there. I was having trouble hearing people because I'm old and it was loud, and I'm getting like half the words. You had Andrea Gabrielle was talking to her. She played Nadia, and I could hear like every other word. I'm like going. Right,
she is an absolute sweetheart.
Yes, she's very nice, very nice, very nice. Talked to her for a while, but I'm like going. At some point, I'm like, yeah, because I couldn't fucking hear her. I didn't know what was going on. I'm old. I need like probably a hearing aid, but it was
use those AirPods, man. They'll help you out.
And I didn't know Jay switched out to just a t-shirt and pants, and I had this still blazer on, and Cliff was still. At one point, you see Cliff and I are just dripping in sweat, and because it's so hot in there.
Whoa.
I go, God, if I had known I could just dumb it down, I would have dumbed it down. I didn't know because Cindy and I walked back. We couldn't get our phones to work to get the Uber. And Jay and Colleen got in the thing. Jay said he thought we were staying. We were outside. Anyway, they're driving away. Colleen, look, I go, our phones aren't working. Our phones aren't working. I go, all right, let's just walk. Because it was probably about a mile. But you're walking, and there's some sketchy people there. I said, all right, Cindy, get on this side of me. Get on this side of me. I go, I'll take the first knife wound.
Leave my body behind and run.
Yeah, but it was again, it's LA, but
we're loving it.
It was like I said, run really well. Everything was perfect. I mean, it probably wasn't as good as the Lost Finale party at the thing, and I mean that was perfection. But no, I'm kidding. It was good.
I'm still pissed I didn't go to that.
They have fish biscuits.
Did they really? Wow.
But I dropped it.
Oh.
And it cracked. I
Womp.
said, man, that pissed. I wonder what they taste like. Go ahead,
you know what really pisses me off? Commercial breaks.
Yeah, the worst.
But moving on. Oh shit, that's awesome.
Yeah, they had them all free for people, and I was like, I'm gonna save this. And
I'm
I got home here,
eat it,
and I dropped it. I said, "Are you fucking old?"
Eat it.
Is it?
I'm trying.
Like a THC cookie.
We had these at our Lost Finale, the Lost Finale thing. I never.
Oh, really?
One.
Well, Jack tries to
manhandle the plastic
biscuit.
He looks grumpy about it.
I think it's safe to say Jack's not a huge fan of the.
It did not handle the
okay. I thought it was gonna be more like a cracker.
Yeah, it's like a cookie.
It's a cookie.
It looks like a cookie to me from here, but
well, it does now that you're eating it.
Sure, it tastes like a cookie to me.
It's not bad.
Is it flavored cookie or is it just like bland cookie, like
basic sugar cookie?
Because I mean,
like
it looks.
That's what it is. It's a sugar cookie.
Okay, because it looks like it could be an orange.
I like my sugar cookies more fluffy.
Or strawberry.
Like a sugar cake.
Like it's a very orangey.
It's orange.
Yeah. Okay.
Well,
not bad.
Sounds like you had a great trip regardless.
It was fun, but the only thing is when we got back to the hotel and Cindy was mad. She goes, "You're
back
supposed
to
come
the
back."
hotel.
She goes, "You're supposed to." I go, "I couldn't find Jay. Seriously, I couldn't find him." And so we got back a little late, and we had to get up at. We got up at 3:15 to get an Uber at 4. So about 2 hours sleep. And then, but the Uber only took 18 minutes to get to he goes, this is the best time to leave to go to anywhere in LA.
Oh, wow.
Because I'm thinking, and then we got to LA, at LAX, went right in. We sat around. I go, we could have slept another half hour.
Yeah. That was like that in Nashville too. And anyone who's ever been in Nashville is like, it was a 15-minute trip from anywhere in Nashville to the airport. And like, I could have left hours later than I did when I came home.
You never know.
Yeah.
No,
I mean, I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Then we landed in Denver and we're like, everything's going fine. I go, and Cindy goes, can you believe we had no delays anywhere? I go, why did you say that?
Why?
Right. And just because they had announced because we're in Southwest, all the A's stand up, get in line. And then they said, oh, sorry, we have to change a tire.
Ugh.
On the plane. I'm like going, well, I'm glad they're changing the tire. I'd rather have a tire that's not flat.
You can land on
all the
stick.
people got out of line, and still kills me. It still kills me that the people can't get on the plane because I'm glad Southwest's changing kind of their because people can't get to this. They can't get to the seat because they're looking like, oh, only middle's open. Look, you're a low C. You're like the last. You're the last of the bunch to get on the plane. When our first leg out from Raleigh, there were only from LA, there were only 70 people on the plane, so we had the whole plane to ourselves. That was nice.
Will Fry says in the chat here, it looks like I was lucky a few months ago. Traffic to the airport was so bad that people were walking down the interstate to make their flights. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's in Nashville?
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest with you, like I was 15 minutes from door to security. That was how quick it was. It was impressive.
Tip to taint, you gotta love it.
Tip to taint, baby. But then my flight was delayed too. So I ended up sitting there waiting for another hour and a half.
Delayed in Nashville?
Yeah. I think it was weather.
Did you have a direct flight?
Boston. Yeah. Oh, yeah. From Nashville to Boston's 2.5 hour flight. It's not that far at all. I've gotten to the point now where I don't think I'll fly without a direct flight. I can't stand layovers.
Yeah.
I'd rather pay $100 just to get a direct flight.
Yeah, I hate because a lot of times because Raleigh doesn't have a lot of direct flights.
Yeah.
And we have we'll go from Raleigh to Baltimore, which pisses me off because I just spent an hour going the wrong way and I'm not gaining anything. At least get me to Nashville or, Dallas or something like that.
Yeah. Which is crazy because as you guys all have known and have pointed out multiple times, I'm kind of right there in the middle between Boston and Providence, Rhode Island. And there is an airport in Rhode Island, TF Green, which is a phenomenal airport to fly in and out of because it is the easiest airport to get into and to get out of. But the only problem is there's no direct flights anywhere out of there. It's like a hub it's also for the longest time, it was the only airport that Southwest flew out of around here, which I think they actually now.
Really?
I think they fly out of Boston now. I'm not sure. But it was the greatest airport to fly out of, but you can't get direct flights. Or if you are, they're paying exorbitant fees to fly out there.
I did have on the flight. I made fun of Cindy on something, and she kind of smacked my shoulder because we're sitting across from each other. And the flight attendant goes, "You want me to have her thrown out?" I go, "Yeah, can you?"
wait till we're at 39,000 first. Hang on.
And Cindy's like, "I go, you did hit me." I go, and I finally said, "I go, look, I'm used to it. This is not the first time." Poor Cindy. She was such a trooper, going. But we had a good. It was kind of like I said. San Diego was kind of with everything going on, but but it was. I wish we had more time in LA. Yeah. They did screw up on our bill. We all had. Cliff joined us. We had the kids and everything. We had lunch, and so we get our bill. It says $157. I'm like going, how the hell we paid? I go,
Cliff got 78 hot dogs for himself.
Exactly. We were at the hotel, but no, that was our Cindy and I's share.
Oh,
I go, my sandwich is 28. Yours is 22. The drinks we had, they tack on all these fees, hoping you would use
alcohol. That's $20.
Yeah, I did get a drink. But I had this metal medallion thing that you could trade in for the drink. I don't know why they do that. But anyway, but they charge you for it, but it's free, if that makes sense. They have all these.
It's like a former AA member that's now gone back to alcohol. This is like, I
almost said, I go, I'd rather not get the drink and just keep it. But I paid for it. Yeah. So it's not, they say free, but it's not. This
you bought
hotel,
a voucher.
Yeah. But so eventually we got it straightened out. It was only $70. But, and then also in the hotel, and as you're checking in on one of the lamps, they have a silver AK-47, like a fake one. It's made into a lamp. I'm like going, and Zach right away goes, "Hey, that's an AK-47." I go, "How do you know that's an AK-47?" He goes, "I know what an AK-47 is." I go, "Okay." And I go, "Why do they have an AK-47 in this day and age in the lobby?" I mean, I know it's not real, but it's just just the mindset.
That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, especially because like you kind of want to inspire, like, I don't know,
peace.
Safety, yeah, peace, like calm, like I mean, there's a reason why you don't go to your dentist office and there's pictures of like bloody mouths just smiling at you. Like that would be just fucking creepy. Now,
Bloody
there
mouths.
are probably some real
mouth.
weird dental freaks, like Little Shop of Hoarders that would like probably seek out.
Could be.
Those dental
I'm sure on OnlyFans they have people who have bad dental work done.
Okay,
Fetishes,
that's a weird.
Right? I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Will Fry in the chat says, I missed last week, was traveling myself, but I was glad to hear Chris had a good time in Nashville. I was hoping to bump into you at Weezer concert.
Man, you should have reached out. I would have
also glad you got to try Biscuit Love.
Biscuit Love was great. Will, I mean, to be fair,
hold on.
Had I bumped into you on the Weezer night, I probably would not have recalled it happening.
Had a few edibles and drinks.
Oh my god, yeah. The night of Tuesday night, we got to Broadway at like 2:30
in the afternoon.
Hello, Broadway.
In the afternoon. And then we just kept drinking. it was a
But you had a good time. That's all that matters.
Had a fucking blast.
Now,
Biscuit Love, yeah. But it took me about like 3:00 in the afternoon before I felt like I could actually function the next day.
The next day. I'm like going, you started at 2:30 and you
banged up. Yeah, Biscuit Love. I mentioned that last week. Biscuit Love was that was my saving grace on Wednesday for brunch. Slow start getting up. Biscuit Love got me a little bit righter. I had a wonderful fucking Bloody Mary there, and
it's like a fast food restaurant type thing?
No, it's more of like a very like boutique-y mom and pop like breakfast joint where they their specialties are buttermilk biscuits with everything they do. So I had like a hash bowl with buttermilk. It was good. It was just the perfect post, drinking next day. Soak it all up with some fat and grease and a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, that cures a hangover.
It does. It helps a lot.
We used to have Biscuitville here, and I don't remember seeing.
Come on down to Biscuitville.
Come on down to Biscuitville. They were just biscuits with like sausage and biscuits with ham and eggs and stuff. But I can't remember the last time I saw Biscuitville here.
Yeah, I'm imagining that there's like a sausage looking guy, with kind of like those generic Mickey Mouse hands, and he's hanging out with like a sausage, and those are the mascots of Biscuitville.
we did when we were in San Diego, we did stop at Cindy wanted a hamburger. She was hungry. And we stopped at In-N-Out, and I go, and it was good. The burger's good.
Something like this.
Looks like Cliff's hot dog.
Yeah. So that's the sausage link.
Oh, sausage link.
Yeah.
But I still, it was good. I don't get the
draw.
I don't get it. I mean, I don't get why people go crazy.
Because you can't get it everywhere.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's an exclusive thing.
But because my daughter was in California the week before we were, and she actually, when she left, we came in like the next day. So my sister was happy. Stop, Matt. Stop, Matt.
What?
Stop
drawing. Okay, I will.
No, not drawing. I heard you like snicker.
No. I don't know what you're going. I'm listening.
Anyway,
so go ahead.
They went to Disneyland, came back. I said, "You're leaving now. You're gonna hit traffic." They didn't hit any traffic at all from Disneyland to Santee. And that's at the time they left. They should have hit some traffic. I was a little disappointed they didn't, because I was watching them.
You're like, what the fuck, man? I wanted you to learn.
I'm watching them on the thing. We have their tracking thing, and I go, how the fuck has she not hit traffic yet? Because the Del Mar racetrack is open, and when that empties, it just floods. But no, they didn't hit any traffic. But they go to In-N-Out. She said a half hour. My sister said it was like 45 minutes.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I'll take a Five Guys over In-N-Out if you have to choose between the two. I mean, it's good, dude.
It's good, but I don't get.
Yeah,
I don't have an orgasm over it.
All right, I messed up on the biscuit, but I was kind of going for more kind of like this little monster looking guy, like a sausage biscuit.
So it's Gary Biscuitville.
Well, he's
Biscuitville.
On down,
he's
Scary
kind of
Biscuitville.
He's kind of like a Cookie Monster, you know, he's meant to have like
the sausage guy looks like he's ready to be eaten. He like, come on,
he's
eat
like,
me.
take
Eat
me
me.
now, Lord.
Suck my dick. That's what he said. Suck my dick.
Damn.
That went from
I know.
That went
from
quick.
G-rated.
Well, I mean, all right, put it up again and tell me I'm wrong. Put it up again. Tell me I'm wrong.
All right, now keep in mind that
he's got his hands up. He's like he's kind of curled. He's like twisted. He goes, "Come on, suck my dick."
The sausage
at Biscuitville.
The biscuit guy.
For those listening at home, which by the way is everyone, Matt has up on his screen right now a couple of doodles that he's doing.
He's got a porn sausage up.
I mean, Jack's got his mind in the gutter at the moment, but
am I wrong?
I mean,
well, okay.
Having someone suck his sausage link dick was not the first thing that came to my mind when I saw the picture.
I will mail this
if
to
Cliff
you.
Had
if you
come
need
to a
some time
bachelor party with that sausage, would you guys be happy?
I will. You don't know how large that sausage is. I mean, that biscuit. I was trying to go for like a monster mouth, kind of like a friendly, a friendly.
I think this is actually probably the perfect spot for our second commercial, so we can try and change the fucking topic once we come back.
I'm sorry, I apologize.
Chris calling an audible there.
That's my audible, and I want to talk about a TV show that I started watching.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Sure. And a documentary that I started watching that's not lost.
Okay.
So I started watching recently. I'm actually super excited about this because I always wanted to watch this show, but I never had access to.
I'm sorry, reading the chat.
Now we know how
those at home comments in the chat are making Jack chuckle. Now we know how Jack asks for.
You got some sausage biscuits?
Hands up in the air.
Yeah.
So this show I've always wanted to watch. I wanted to watch the show, but I couldn't watch it because it was on Starz. And Starz Network is not very accessible to people who don't have cable.
Yes.
I can't believe Starz is still around, to be honest with you.
I can't believe it either. But
it's like the RC Cola.
It's totally the RC Cola of cable TV access channels.
It's like HBO, Showtime.
So I wanted to watch the show when it first came out, and I was really kind of pissed that I couldn't have access to it. But Netflix has since bought the rights and kind of giving it a revival. There's a 2-season series out, and hopefully with the hopefully it has success with Netflix that they'll renew it for a third. But the show is called Heels, and heels in reference to wrestling heel, not your feet, sorry. Jack. That's gross.
Is it spelled H-E-A-L?
Nope, H-E-E-L-S.
Okay. Gotcha.
In reference to the wrestling term of a heel, which is the bad guy. Or the baby face.
I got it now.
And it stars Stephen Amell, known for Arrow.
Green Arrow.
Or in the new Suits series that's coming out. He's filming
he also bashes Spanos.
Yeah.
He also what?
Bashes
Spanos.
Oh. It's like be your partner in crime here, man.
So the TV show is it's a story about this independent wrestling league in Georgia, in a fictional town called Duffy, Georgia, kind of near the border of Atlanta, Georgia and Florida. And it's all about this independent circuit where they're trying to build their name back, etc. But it's a really cool look at wrestling, and it's kind of like the old school territorial wrestling days type of stuff. And I was actually reading an article the other day that someone was mentioning it's kind of like the Friday Night Lights of independent wrestling. And that's actually like the perfect way to describe the show of how they kind of like follow the characters.
Is that the shaky camera?
Nah, it's a little bit shaky, not too bad. But like even sometimes the musical choices on that show are very, very Friday Night Lights-ish as well. But actually, My Morning Jacket, the band I went and saw down in Nashville, was on the show, which I thought was pretty cool.
Oh, really? But the whole band, or just
no, one of the songs.
Okay, cool.
In the background. So, I do recommend it. It's actually a really fun watch. I've watched the first season. There are 2 seasons total. And I did see what prompted me was I actually saw an interview with Stephen Amell on TikTok. I think it was from a different source, but it was posted on TikTok, about how he was asked about Heels coming to Netflix, and he's referencing it as if it was kind of like this is its premiere. I should watch the Iron Claw. Mike, I definitely saw the Iron Claw. I saw that in the theaters. Great, same feel, really. What's so funny?
No, nothing. I'm just laughing to myself.
Okay.
Going.
But
I'm laughing myself.
But he kind of like he's kind of like regarding it as like it's getting its debut now, because being on Starz did not do it any favors whatsoever, right?
Because it was the RC Cola of
right.
Yeah,
it never had the exposure.
That's the greatest example.
Right. It never got the exposure that it deserved. And it couldn't happen at a better time, because I guess you can say in real life, but in current events with wrestling, with all the attention that's being drawn to wrestling for various different reasons, it's actually a really good time for it to relaunch on Netflix. And hopefully, if it's successful, they'll bring it on or bring it back for a third season. But do check it out. It has been a lot of fun. It's definitely not something to watch with the kids. It's rated R for good reasons. But check it out. Heels. It's on Netflix, available now. Came out last week on the streaming service. So
you have to be a wrestling fan to like it.
I mean, no, but you probably like it even more if you were. But it's really cool because it shows like the behind the scenes look of what this all looks like, right? At least from an independent circuit type of thing. But 100% recommend.
What are you laughing at, man?
I'm still trying to make this fucking drawing.
Are you putting a penis on the sausage?
No, I'm working on the biscuit.
Is that Vince McMahon?
Just making myself
Vince
laugh.
McMahon thing come out yet?
I'm sorry.
So that was the second thing I wanted to talk about, right?
Okay,
so
all right.
In the same vein,
I
of
want to
wrestling,
see that.
The Vince McMahon, it's a 6-part documentary, came out yesterday, and I think I've watched 2 or 3 episodes of it, in which is very, very good. Nice. The thing with the Vince McMahon documentary is that his most recent allegations of sexual assault and exploitation, which are fucking terrible if you read about it, were kind of unveiled or came up towards the end of the recording of the documentary. So the good portion of the documentary is before the most recent events happened. But it really shows you how much of a fucking piece of shit this guy was. And it's a very...
he'd probably go to jail, right?
Oh, I think he will. Yeah, I think he will.
These
but
guys,
who knows? He might die before that happens.
Do you think he'll wrestle in jail?
No, I think he just takes it and this is...
So the rumor mill was that he apparently tried to buy the rights to the documentary to not allow it to be shown.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, that's the rumor. Oh, yeah, Miami Mike just said that right there. Bill Simmons was the documentarian. He said
Miami Mike is saying it's true.
So Bill Simmons. Oh,
yeah.
Bill Simmons, Boston, right?
He is
Boston writer.
Yeah.
National. Why do I know so much about Boston?
Because we're pretty great. Or
okay, yeah, whatever.
At least. But yeah, so, those are the 2 things I've been kind of occupying my time digitally. So thinking about Heels and, of course, the Vince McMahon documentary. Really, really well done.
What was I going to say?
I don't know. Story of being an old man. What was I going to say?
I am an old man. That was something on the... Oh, did you guys talk... Was Diddy this week or last week?
Who?
Oh, Diddy? Fuck.
That guy didn't talk about. We don't.
There are people. I mean, how many people?
There's some really gross stuff.
I mean, I feel bad for picking on Justin Bieber when he was younger. What that kid went through, obviously, was just horrendous.
This is going to unveil some shit that people probably aren't going to want to know.
No,
like I think it goes way deeper than I think anybody ever thought, and I think there's going to be a lot of people that you probably, or people in general, who thought were really,
cool
and something to look up to and inspiring. You're gonna find out some real nasty shit about people.
Well, I know
they all fucking burn.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously sad, but I'm just like, all these people are deleting their tweets, and Because Diddy's he's going to throw him under the bus.
He's going to flip in a second. Are you kidding me?
It's not like Epstein where he committed suicide.
Right.
I'm
surprised Diddy's still alive. If you're being real,
right?
Well, he heard that he offered to bail for $50 million. Plus, he said, "Okay, you can have me surrounded by cops and stuff like that." But they're so worried that he'll go out there and intimidate people, which he was doing anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And I told Cindy, I go, okay, if you're Diddy and you've done all this crappy stuff, which I would never do. I mean, I just never in a million years. I go, why would you just skip the country before all this came down? You knew it was coming,
right?
Why wouldn't you run? Go to a country that doesn't extradite to the United States. I think
he did. He did when it first started becoming a new headline. And then he came back.
Well, that was dumb on his part. I'm glad he did because he should rot in hell for everything. That's just, I mean, it's just you start reading this stuff and you go, oh my God. And then you see all these, politicians on both sides and you see these actors and it's like going, man, there's going to be a lot of crap coming down on this. I mean, hopefully they can. I mean, hopefully they can. I mean, it started with Weinstein, and Epstein, all this stuff, and they just they get these things, and people are so stupid they get filmed, and they get blackmailed. I mean, that's how Epstein made his money. Is blackmailing people. It's disgusting.
If you think that's gross, what do you hear about what Trump's done?
Well, I'm sure Trump's done a few things. But,
anyway,
here's the concerning thing, actually, for those who kind of keeping score, is that supposedly there was some connection between Montel Jordan and Diddy, and historians out there might remember that Montel Jordan and Kamala Harris were together at one point.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
So there are some schools of thought of people who are concerned that maybe this might bring up some stuff that could potentially impact the election coming up in November.
Again, how about we just kick both of them out? I'm like Bill Maher. I mean, not to get political. Bill Maher had one of his things I was watching. He said, "Why do we spend 3-4 years doing this? Every country does like 30 days. Mm-hmm. Why do we need so much time and so much?
Right.
There's so much money just poured into these.
Well, and we've talked about it when we had the primaries. Why don't we have a national primary on one day?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it makes the most amount of sense. Everybody has the same amount of power, and you don't have one state pulling this and pulling that, and the run up and the money. Like, give me a fucking break. Like,
there's so much money. I mean, there's so much money involved in these damn things. Mm-hmm. And again, they're not doing it for, hey, the sake of the country. They're doing it because they want something in return. And
of course.
Anyway, I'm sorry. Didn't mean to
get well,
it sucks, dude.
It'd be nice if, I'll be honest with you, it'd be nice if both candidates somehow got woked and kicked to the curb and we could maybe find somebody else. But I don't see that happening.
Well,
check out those shows, Heels on Netflix, and the documentary on Vince McMahon called Mr. McMahon, also available.
Have you guys been watching Murders in the Building?
No.
Yes,
I've still only seen season 1.
I'm all caught up too.
I mean, we're almost. Cindy fell asleep last night we had 10 minutes to go on the final. We were 2 episodes behind. But I'm liking it. I'm enjoying it. I can't figure out who. I'm sure they've already showed us who the murderer is. Right?
Oh,
they
sure.
usually do that. And I can't figure out who it is.
Yeah. No, I like this season actually more than last season. Just because of the pacing, I think you mentioned it, maybe like you're more invested as to who the murderer was.
Yeah.
And I think even just kind of the way they're making it unfold, it's just really, it's got me excited about the show again. And I know while Chris has his headphones off, I'll just mention, so you're all caught up, right?
I'm all caught up. Well, okay. I'm 10 minutes behind. I have 10 minutes left of the 5th episode.
Okay, well, you've at least seen the episode in which their characters meet their other characters and they get a hangout session. That Mucho, come on back on. We'll let. Or okay, he'll stay.
I think
that part I thought was just hilarious and just
it was funny.
So, anyway,
the part with what's his name? I think it's Eugene Levy. I don't know why.
Oh wow,
because he knows so much about Steve Martin's character.
Huh, interesting.
And because Bravos and stuff like that. Maybe he was cut out of a scene or something. There's something about it that he was too over the top on the Bravos and knowing the episodes and knowing the names of them and stuff, what happened. That's my theory right now. But what was I going to say? Selena Gomez. Every time I watch her, I keep going, she's worth $1 billion. I mean, I can't get it out of my. I saw it before it started. I go that she's worth $1 billion. She's done so well in her investments, and I go, damn. I go, she's worth $1 billion.
Yeah, Chris, you can come back on.
You can come. We're fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
we're not talking.
Are you shocked that Selena Gomez is worth $1 billion?
Really?
Yeah.
With a B?
A B, yes, $1 billion.
No, I'm blown away by that.
So I was saying I can't get every scene I see with her, and she's great with Martin Short and Steve Martin. She's the perfect. Because when I first saw first season, I was like, wait, Selena Gomez is with Martin Short and Steve Martin. That doesn't. But she works really well with them. And I said, especially with the part.
How is she worth that much money?
She's made investments and she's
really
name brand clothing and stuff like that. She's worth $1 billion.
That's fucking nuts, man. I didn't know that.
She's worth $1 billion more than I am.
So, and this might just be how her character is, but she is unplussed by anything. She has this kind of like stone cold, like kind of monotone demeanor about her.
Exactly.
Her like, and maybe that is like, hey, I have $1 billion. I can just flip through life and not give a
I don't even need this fucking show.
Like, so what are we doing next, guys? Like, well, I do. There's a lot of stuff about the show. I don't want to go into more to anything, but if you haven't watched that show, though, worth watching it, binging it, catch up now. New episodes are coming out.
They always have a great twist at the end.
Yep.
Steve Martin and Martin Short are thinking about going to see. He's coming. They're coming to.
I would. That'd be a good
Raleigh.
Really?
Yeah, they're coming to Raleigh in the next.
They're touring.
Yeah, they tour. They do a show together.
They do a show together. Yeah, they've been doing it for a while.
And Steve Martin's one of my favorite comics of all time.
Yeah,
and Martin Short is money. His son used to play hockey. He was playing against the team I was coaching, and I almost walked up to him because he was sitting by himself. I said, "Nah, I'm gonna leave him alone."
Sure,
I don't want to be one of those guys.
Right. Well,
I'll go see that. That's awesome.
The show is, the show is smart and I also like that it's not. I mean, there's murder, but it's not gore-rific.
Yeah, it's not gory.
It's not. I mean, so if you're squeamish about such things, I mean, sure, there's some, but it's not over the top. It's very subtle.
It has comedy. Yeah, and it has the suspense, and again, they do such a great job of flip flopping and figuring. You're just like going, oh.
I was trying to get my wife to watch it, but she's been a little bit kind of like just like the whole murder aspect doesn't like entice her, so she's been kind of. But I'm like, I think she would like the comedy aspect of it, but just teach their own, Yeah. So
you can't make someone watch something.
No,
I've tried getting Cindy to watch For All Mankind.
Oh, sure.
No.
Now
I don't like space. I don't like that space stuff. I go, it's well done. I go.
I on the other hand did watch Emily in Paris with her. I kind of have a guilty pleasure of enjoy watching that show. I hate the characters, but love the scenery, the way they do it, and
you like Emily?
What's that?
Tonight.
So anyway, I won't talk about that show, but they just
Cindy loves that show. Cindy loves that show. She was watching it. She watched the finals.
I mean, anything that's done with a very exquisite or high caliber kind of level of craft, it's just I appreciate it. So, speaking of shows that you watch with your spouse or don't watch with your spouse, I'm still working my way through Chaos. I still don't know if anybody else has watched this show.
That's a Get Smart show, right?
It's nice. It's on Netflix. I really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed it. It's very intertwined, and if you grew up enjoying any of those Greek myths or what have you, you get to see those kind of play out in a more realistic way. So it's I think it's worth a watch. So personally,
I've had people trying to get me to watch. Is it From?
What?
With Harold Perrineau. From? Is that what the show?
From?
No idea.
Harold Perrineau?
Let me look.
Okay.
I'm looking.
I think Harold Perrineau's daughter, though, is in Chaos. Because
is she?
Yeah, I'd seen some article that was kind of connecting it to.
It's not From.
It was loosely connecting it to Romeo and Juliet, which
how old is his daughter?
I don't know, but I think she's one of the main characters. Maybe she's Persephone, or I can't recall. So there's a lot of Greek gods and myth stuff kind of all mixed in there, and there's some graphic stuff in there for sure. Like there's some pretty, but it still has lighthearted stuff.
It's called From. F-R-O-M.
From.
It's supposed to be. It's from the executive producers of Lost. So it's supposed to be really good. So I'm gonna give it a shot.
See it. Okay. Now what?
I don't know anything about it.
It is on Prime Video. I'm looking at that. Speaking of Prime Video, I've been working my way through Rings of Power. Nick's not on this show, so I can talk about it without him poo-pooing it.
Oh, I haven't seen the season yet.
Which season?
Season 2 of Rings of Power. I'm not spoiling anything, but I have enjoyed it thoroughly. I think this season has been where season 1 languished a bit with certain storylines. This one culminates them. It kind of draws them together in a way where, and you're moving along, and the action is definitely. My son and I just watched the most recent one, and we were like,
the first season was a bit like, okay,
right. It's a bit of a crawl. I like the first episode. I still think it's a strong pilot, but and I get it. I know that Nick likes to say that it's just fan fiction, but
are you saying Nick has a standard?
He has a certain opinion. He won't even try to watch it.
Well, he didn't like Beetlejuice. Right?
True.
Yeah, he was pretty meh.
I saw Beetlejuice and I liked it.
Yeah.
I think he just has a personal stance on the Rings of Power, but I don't know. Chris, if you watch the first season 2 picks up and pushes forward.
That's great. I'll definitely watch it. Definitely gonna watch it.
Yeah.
That's all like a Lord of the Rings thing, right?
Yeah. There's just some really, really cool things that start to culminate, and you're just like, this is.
I've been trying to get my daughter to watch Lord of the Rings. Like, I want an excuse to rewatch it with somebody.
Oh, sure.
Like, Lord of the Rings is not for at least not for me. Like, it's not like the movies I'm gonna sit down and say, hey, I'm gonna rewatch these Lord of the Rings movies.
Right.
Like, that's a fucking
How many times have you seen it? Movie?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I've probably seen it about maybe a half dozen to a dozen times in total. Maybe less than that. I don't know.
A dozen times?
Yeah. I mean,
each movie?
Well, yeah. I mean,
maybe, probably about a dozen. Because I've
there's
just over the years,
3 of them, right?
Mm-hmm. But it's like I've never sat down and said, hey, I'm gonna watch all 3 together.
Right.
It's like I've watched bits.
That's
and pieces
9 hours, right?
At least. Yeah, with the extended cuts, it's like more like 12.
Cuts, yeah, even longer.
Holy shit!
Yeah, it's.
I need a nap halfway through.
No doubt, right? So it's like that's why I've never done that. But like the consumption of Lord of the Rings for me has just been more of out of convenience. It's like, oh, this is on over here. I'll watch this, right? So I'll watch this part, and you're watching bits and pieces from Fellowship, jumping back and forth between Return of the King or Two Towers. I'm not watching consecutive. I'm watching it very very much independent of each other. But I'd love to like sit down and have my daughter like sink her teeth into Lord of the Rings. I wish she'd love it, but she's definitely not into much of the fantasy stuff.
Now, watching it,
there's a lot of orc, and that's the stuff that my daughter seems to be like, you know what? I've been betrayed. I don't like this orc shit. So she kind of gets a little bit like.
If you're not into fantasy and sci-fi, then you're probably not going to like things like that. Right?
True. Yeah, I would agree.
Now, when you watch it something 12 times, do you ever go, I never saw that before?
Yeah, that happens a lot. I actually learned something new just this morning about Return of the King. Is that there's a scene in Return of the King where Aragorn is like fighting off and like sword fighting with, I think it was an orc. And at one point the knife was actually thrown at him. And I'm not sure if it was unintentionally or whatever, but he actually had like there's a scene in which he has a knife gets thrown at him and he parries with his sword and like blocks this knife out of like midair. But that actually happened. That wasn't like CGI or a stunt.
Oh, really?
Wow. Okay.
Like he actually in real life like parried and whacked this knife out of midair with his own prop sword.
So he saved his life.
Yeah, which is kind of fucking cool, man. Like if you think about it.
Yeah.
But I would assume the prop knife likely wasn't deadly. It was likely very non-lethal. I'm assuming. I have no idea.
It would have just hit him and gone thwack.
Yeah,
but probably just hurt.
That series of movies, it was like it's a huge turning point in theater, like music, in movie theaters, like movies in general. Like movies were not made like that. I mean,
I'm sorry, I'm laughing in the chat.
Here we go. Jack will like this. Lord of the Rings movies made 1.1 billion, and meanwhile, Selena Gomez is worth 1.3.
Well, to be fair, she's more talented.
Yeah, that's about.
The only thing I've ever seen of Selena Gomez is Murders in the Building.
Well, she also had a music career, didn't she?
Yeah, she did. She was with Justin Bieber for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a whole talk about this here in the chat. So at some point, Tree said she came out of Disney. That's how she made all that money. And then Miami Mike said Justin Bieber is worth 300 million. Do you think it's too late for him to say sorry?
I think obviously he's married, has a kid.
Yeah.
Again, I feel the things that are coming out, I feel bad for thinking Bieber was just a punk because it looks like he was pretty much tormented.
Well,
I get cut off like that. Oh, Matt left.
Matt just dipped. Perhaps he'll return. But he was about to. Says I've been trying 6 years.
I don't know what happened.
What's going on?
The Wire.
I don't know what happened to me.
So I just picked up for you there, Matt.
Thank you.
So Will Fry is asking, I've been trying for 6 years to get my wife to watch The Wire. I've only seen The Wire once. That might be a show that I should go back.
I've only watched it once too, and it's on my. I want to rewatch.
I've only seen the first season.
Really, you haven't seen the whole thing?
Yeah.
Actually, Will Fry was just a big euphemism, and The Wire is actually his penis.
So it's like that sausage thing.
Sausage thing back again.
Okay,
yeah.
I get it. Will
I was
Fry.
going
I get,
G
I
to
get
R
it.
right
I
there.
get it.
I like how I surprised Chris with that.
Oh, she made 1.1 billion from her make. That's what it was. Her makeup.
Oh wow!
I love the Wires. It's funny. People always go, "Oh, the I watched it once. I thought because Cindy and I watched. It's back when Netflix had the sent you the DVDs.
Yeah.
And we watched she goes, this is boring. So I stopped, and then it came. I saw it on HBO. I started it again. I go, this is great. I tried to convince her. I said, it's really good. She goes, it was boring. I go, in the beginning. I go, but once you get into the characters, I go, it's amazing. But anyway.
That's how I got into Lost. Was the Netflix DVDs being sent to me in the mail. I didn't start off watching that like live. I think I
didn't either.
Started watching live like the third season. I think for me.
Oh.
I'm almost ashamed to admit. I go, well, we started watching before the second season started.
Yeah,
because I didn't.
Yeah, I think my friend had the season 1 on DVD, and he just loaned it to me, and then I was hooked. So
yeah,
I am kind of like what Jay was saying.
I remember when the premiere happened though, because
Yes.
I was actually I was
in
visiting
Hawaii.
family, and it was the premiere was happening, and it
In
was just kind of a
Hawaii.
rare moment. And I was like, oh,
You
so
were
we
on
were
an
actually,
island.
I was actually in Ohio. What's that?
Ohio. That's kind of an island.
It's kind of an island. An island of
Isn't there a river that goes through Ohio?
Couple.
Columbus River. No, Columbia River.
No.
Right?
The Ohio River.
So if the river's
Ohio River.
all,
No, Columbia River is where I was, and actually in Washington
Yeah.
State.
If the river's all around you,
okay.
Ohio.
You also
would
went
be
to
an island.
Nashville, so you're.
I'm also stoned, so.
But Jay's theory on Lost is I don't know if you remember this Saturday Night Live episode where Shatner was on. And he goes, he's at a convention for Star Trek. He goes, why don't you people get a life? Move on. That's Jay's attitude towards Lost.
Really?
Well, it's just
He's
like
jaded about it now.
I guess he likes it. I mean, he's just. I said, this is I said, the reason I wanted to go, this is my last big Lost hurrah, hurrah, whatever it is. I may be able to,
your swan song.
Yeah. I just said, okay, 20 years. I made it. This is my last Lost.
I was on a Zamboni naked. It made this happen.
It's pretty significant for all of us, but I would say especially you, Jack. I mean, you think about how that show pretty much dictated like your next 20 years of your life, of like how things are impacted.
We wouldn't be talking to you
again.
I'm right here, right?
Again, I'm not. You're right. Again, I'm not someone who likes to be in front of people. I mean, but it changed my life. I mean, I literally get on here and I go, fuck it. I don't care what I say. I don't care what people think about me. Whereas I used to be, people are going to make fun of me. I'm going to be treated like crap. That's how I was in school. I go, I'm not raising my hand because if I'm wrong, I'm going to get picked on. I mean, it's just the whole thing is it. And now Lost is like, fuck it. I don't care. Think what you want of me. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe because I got older.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe.
Would you say that certain characters on the show made you want to stand up for yourself?
I get what you're saying. And speaking of knives, the character I bashed the most,
right. He inspired you to stand up, didn't he?
He inspired me to stand. No, it just I still remember the first time at Comic-Con. Some guy came up and gave me Jack in the Box tacos, and I'm like going, I can't eat these. I'm gonna shit my pants. I was so stressed out. I didn't want to do it. And then after a couple of times, I'm like, yeah, whatever, fuck it. You learn that it's just not, I don't know. And a lot of people said Lost has changed their lives. Lost did change my life. I mean, it did. It made me more outgoing, I guess. Because I used to be, I wouldn't do anything with people, until I had to get to know you. I would be really shy. I'd be calm. But now I'm like, fuck it. I don't care. I'm say whatever I want.
Yeah, there's photographic evidence of you blacking out on my shoulder, actually, down in downtown San Diego.
Well, it's funny because Colleen says, reenact that thing with Boston when you're in Jay, where you're like, I'm so fucked up. And so and she goes, oh, you were drunk. I go, I wasn't drunk. I was.
Yeah, you fucking were.
No. There I was drunk. I was shit. I was so hungover. The next day I was hungover. I come in with sunglasses and Joe, oh, you're a big star. I go, no, I'm hungover. I go, these lights are bothering me. No, I'm saying
I think I had to do an interview the next morning too with somebody. I remember being like, it wasn't at a convention center. It was at one of the local hotels, and I think we had booked interviews. I remember being there, being like one eye open, being like, fuck, what did I do last night?
Yes. Well, there's a picture of you where I'm in the middle, and it's Jay and you, and I'm like, and you're like, You know, like what's going on here? Because people were buying me shots.
Yeah.
And I'm like going, yeah, okay, I'll take. I didn't want to be a dick. And I'm like, after I go, oh fuck, I'm so fucking drunk. But no, what I'm saying is recently the Colleen said, act like you were drunk in for the Boston thing. And I was like, I was trying to, I couldn't do it. And Cindy goes, oh, you were drunk. I go, no, I was trying to pretend. All I had was a beer and a drink. That's all I had. So I wasn't drunk. Anyway, I'm drunk now, but I'm not drunk.
So you're saying is that Lost turned you into a terrible drunk?
a terrible drunk.
Well, I think that's a good place to take a commercial break. Alcoholism is real, people. Okay.
People have always said I'm a fun drunk.
You're a fun drunk?
That's what people say.
Yeah, oh, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I think
I'm a fun drunk too.
Yeah, I would say you're a fun. I've seen you drunk.
I think, Jack, you have this introvert extrovert side to you. You know,
probably, yeah.
Like because you have the one-on-one, a couple people. You know, you get into like 10 people, 20 people. Because I've seen you at the Raleigh meetups too, and it's just like as soon as the crowd gets to a big, you know, it's like
Jack's fucking Irish.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm out the fucking door.
I just don't. I mean, the thing that was another thing that was great at this Lost thing is people would come up and say, "Oh, I watched Lost. I couldn't wait for you guys' podcast. You guys did this and this and this," and you're like going, "I go, we were just having fun." I go, it was just a thing, and again, it turned into whatever it turned into. But that's, I guess, the best thing that when people come up to you and say, "Hey, I was doing chemotherapy and you help, listen to your podcast. Mm-hmm. I was on kidney," and you're like going, "Okay, I think that's the best thing."
Yeah.
From Lost that I take from it, because people come up and say, "Oh my God, your theories were so bad, but you made me laugh." And you're like going, "Is that a compliment?" But,
it's cool. It is cool how that like those moments happen. You know, like. I had one of those moments from back when I was doing like Media Junkyard, and it was at Comic-Con, and someone came up. Yes, Jason.
Yes.
Samuel. I do remember the night you got ham-boned.
I think that was the same night I got drunk.
It might have been.
Yeah.
But the what was I gonna say? What was I getting at? Sorry,
I interrupted your conversation with
Media. No, it's good. I had that one moment. And it wasn't anywhere nearly as wholesome as what you just mentioned. But like, it was one of those things where like, we did Media Junkyard just for fucking shits and giggles. We had a blast. We bust each other's balls. We had a good time doing the show. But like, it got pretty popular at one point. And then I was at Comic-Con one year and someone came up to me. I had that moment like, "Are you Chris in Boston?" I was like, yeah. It's like that one moment I got recognized. I was like, that's kind of fucking cool.
It's cool and it's scary at the same time.
Yeah, it was.
Because I'm just his asshole. I was sitting next to Ryan and Jen somewhere in Comic-Con, and this lady goes, "Are you Jack?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, I'm shaking. I'm like going, "Okay." I go, "Have you met Ryan?" Oh my God.
Do you need a sweater?
Yeah. Then she when I pointed out, I go, "Have you met Ryan and Jen?" Because I was trying to take it off me. She goes, "Oh my God, it's Lost Royalty," and she was like shaking, and I'm like going,
yeah.
And Jen was kind of like me. Ryan was just Ryan was cool. Ryan is cool. Nice, he's like going, "Yo, yeah, he knows that," and I'm like going, "This is scary," and Jen was kind of the same way, but it's just like. It's like my brother-in-law goes, "I don't get it. I don't get why you guys are so popular." I go, I go, you're not wrong. I go, I'm the same way. I go, I just think I go, Jay's approach.
You guys hit it at the right time.
Yeah,
right
exactly.
Place. Actually, you actually hit it at the wrong time because
because now we
become millionaires off of it. Yeah.
I always tell Jay that. I said, "God," I go, we could be. Because Cindy goes, "We could be retired." I go, "Oh yeah."
You could have, but it happened at a time in which like no one was doing what you guys were doing, or people were, but they were just starting to do it. I mean, I'll be honest,
and to even monetize it at that point was hard to do. It was like you had to move heaven and earth to now it's click of the button.
Remember that amazing service that was provided, New Dia?
That's a touchy subject with me.
I remember. Oh man, they're trying to get me to pay for shit.
No, that wasn't an idea. It was we tried to pay for the podcast.
Was that what it was?
It was paying for the podcast, and the Married Man show was really huge.
Yeah.
But when people said you had to pay for it, a lot of them were younger people listening. It just killed it. It just killed it. And Jay and I both said that was a mistake because the Married Man show was just building and going and going and going. But I think Jay wanted to do other things. He's in his toy thing now, and so it's successful. Yeah. I'm not into the toy thing, but he even asked me. He did a thing with Jorge Garcia on toys. He goes, "Do you mind if I do this with Jorge Garcia?" I go, "I don't care." He goes, "Well, he gave me he goes, well, it's a lost thing." I go, "Yeah, it's okay. I don't talk toys, so go do what you want to do." But yeah, it was just it's just weird. But anyway,
cool. It's nice to reminisce, though.
I blame Matt.
Me?
Why not?
I don't know. I don't know why I'm the albatross, but well, I don't have access to the email because I don't do that. We don't have Nick here tonight.
Goddamn Nick!
Why aren't you here?
Was he traveling?
He's in he's in the
South Dakota.
Dakotas.
Mm-hmm.
Dakotas.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys go? I can't find you.
We're right here. We're still here.
Same place I've always been.
I don't know what I've done. I've lost you.
We're here.
There we go.
YouTube, Ramblecast After Dark. Follow, click like, and subscribe. Do we have anything else to kind of do?
I'm clear. Good.
Okay.
It's good episode. I didn't bring any marijuana back from.
I
never had time to go to
the back to share.
Nope.
How dare you?
Oh, it was a crazy thing.
We got this beautiful little painting stretched in. That's a canvas back there. I'm excited because it's primed and ready to go. Miami Mike said
the polar bear
nice portrait of John Cena.
What?
It's a nice portrait of John Cena.
John Cena. Where?
Yeah, if you know, you know. Anyways, Go ahead.
All right.
Yeah, we did make a lot of money with Sports Talk with Three Stupid Guys.
Yeah, never cashed in on those checks. No. So still waiting.
I'm saving those checks for retirement.
I appreciate everybody that. Well, I do. I don't know about these guys, but I appreciate everybody that joins us live. Will
Fuck
Fry,
the chat.
Mike, Sherry.
No, Sherry's in there. Sherry's the best.
Jason Samuel, which I've never seen you in the chat before, and thanks for chiming
out
in.
of nowhere, Jason.
Thanks for hanging out.
I know it was like from downtown.
This is my third straight podcast today.
Wow. Look at you! You want a medal?
Well, is there a medal I can get for it?
I don't think so.
Pin it on my chest.
Take it to the bank. Well, we'll be back next week, same time, same place.
Are you wearing a blazer, Chris?
No, it's just a shirt.
Oh, just a shirt. I'm sorry. Look like
that would be a pretty sick blazer, though, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would be. It'd be a 70s sports talk guy. Hey, the scores today, Boston.
The old ML Bean flannel.
Jack, are you wearing a flesh-colored mask? Sorry. Anyway, I was trying to wrap up this show, but
wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up, guys.
I've got to pee. Wrap it up.
Okay.
He's squirming. You see him squirm right now? It's
send us.
I've got to pee.
It comes in waves.
Did you hear I had 3 straight podcasts? It was bang, bang, bang.
Right. Well, it's not my fault you didn't go in between.
Don't go chasing waterfalls. Please stick to the
you're an asshole.
It's usually Jack that wants to keep the show going, but now it's Chris is like, yeah, fuck this guy. Anyway, send us your emails at rcadcast@gmail.com. Like to thank a couple patrons that make this show possible. One of them,
does one of them have a toilet I can use?
Eckhart Windfall Whistler Ocean Machine. Eckhart, that's your name. Maggie, the magnificent wave crashing down. Joanne, with so much of an ocean that it just
Oh my
crushes.
God! Just cut to the chase.
And
Those
the creepy
way-
poopy letter carrier, which is exactly what
forgot
Jack's going to do next.
I have a friend.
Oh,
that I
now
know from high
you
school,
want to. Oh, I got one more story about my
and I haven't seen him
grandchildren.
like 15 years. My sister works at Target.
Yeah.
He stopped by Target and said, "Hey, say hi to Jack for me." He lives in Monterey, but he just happens to, I guess, be in town. But anyway, go ahead. Just weird.
Okay, thank you, patrons Eckhart, Maggie, Joanne, Ed. Thank you for doing what you do. Let's end this show. Let's end it. So thank you. Good night.
His teeth are turned yellow. He's backing up.
Is there a sausage that we can get a blowjob on?